Hello friends, this video is going to be about the Stasi Cointelpro, but I want to get into a couple of things real quick first. Again, noticing all the conditioning in our culture and around the world that's in our faces all the time. If you're well versed into this research, this will make sense to you. Check this shit out. Right? Alright. Alright. I got some pants on here, right? Well, what's this here? Huh. Interesting. Right. So, pay attention. Pay attention, because I just looked down and, like, I'm rocking it, you know? Didn't even realize. So, these should be burned. So, the next thing I want to get into is, I got a couple songs here for you guys. I put up a lot of likes. I added a couple playlists, musical playlists. It's titled Resist with Music, and there's a lot of great music on there, you know, a lot of stuff we can really relate to right now. And I think one of the most important pieces of art that I put up was the last one, I think. It was by Floyd. It's Pink Floyd. It's The Show Must Go On, and it's taken from The Wall, the movie The Wall. And if you're older like I am, I don't know, you might appreciate this, but check it out. It's pretty entertaining, even if you've never heard of Floyd. It pretty much brings it all together. The whole idea of hate, the New World Order. So I'm going to recite a piece from The Show Must Go On here. So you thought you might like to go to the show, to feel the warmth, confusion of Space Cadet glow. I've got some bad news for you, sunshine. Pink isn't well. He stayed back at the hotel. They sent us along as a surrogate band. We're gonna find out where you fans really stand. Are there any queers in the theater tonight? Get him up against the wall. There's one in the spotlight. He doesn't look right to me. Get him up against the wall. And that one looks Jewish. And that one's a coon. Who let all this riffraff into the room? There's one smoking a joint, and that one's got spots. If I had my way, I'd have all of you shot. So, of course, Floyd is being sarcastic, but yes, this is what we're dealing with here. So, please go and watch The Show Must Go On. It's perfect. It's just, it's really entertaining, and you guys are going to relate to it a lot if you don't already know it well as a TI. Now, why am I doing a video on the Cointelpro? Because that's what this really is. It's not gang stalking. That's just a name that these provocators came up with to further detach people from the truth. So I think it's really important that we move away. We try and make an attempt as a whole to move away again from this improper language that they're feeding us, so that we turn around and feed it to other people and steer them away from the evidence. So the Cointelpro, this is really what is ruining your life and your ace in the hole, because this is all of our evidence. See, but people type in gang stalking and this doesn't really come up. So we're going to try and make a shift here. And I think it's really important in terms of the ultimate shift in language and conditioning and coming together and educating our newbies properly and decomputing them properly, not just feeding them more crap because we're full of crap. No, we're not doing that. We're staying straight. We're sticking to the facts. the evidence, the documentation of this thing. And that is called the Stasi Cointelpro. Okay? So now there's a lot to this. I'm just going to try and throw together here what I can, the gist of it. And we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about this a lot. I'm going to do videos on this, but I'm just going to kind of run through it for those of you who have, never heard of it before or just don't really know a lot about it. So, this began in the 1950s. This operation, COINTELPRO, all right? It derived from counterintelligence, from the counterintelligence program. Quote, it was a series, and this is their statement, all right? Was a series of covert and at times illegal projects conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, aimed at surveillancing, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations. This is why this was created, and that is from their mouth. Now, what do they actually do? Well, we know because we live it every day, but let's really break it down. Because there's two parts of this, right? There's the internet, and then there's the on-foot stalking and abuse. So we're gonna, that really all stems from this, but this is a huge part of, there's the censoring, and then there's these provocators that come on and discredit theorists, and absolutely, the whole job is to make you look nuts as a theorist, or really anybody who has an opinion or a blog that has, been thought up on their own accord. So they have these provocators, and we know about their hand in the KKK movement, but what has this COINTELPRO become? All right. One piece that these provocators do is they clutter up the search engines. They create a lot of disinformation, scare, mislead, create distrust. They pose as conspiracy theorists and TIs, as we know, to initiate racial tension and divides. Like I said, disinformation, create distrust, conditioning, make theorists look like extremists. They put up sites, and scary sites, like total radical, just nutso conspiracy, make it look really scary shit, so when people click on it, they're turned away from it. This is their whole job, all right? What this is, to sum it up for you, what their job is to call for violence. It's a call for violence. And the FBI gets away with it, because only the FBI would. COINTELPRO, Stasi Cointelpro. So the whole gang stalking thing is really just an arm of this operation. And they've put language with it to steer everybody away from truth. So in the 60s, this organization would go after anti-war groups. The Women's Liberation Movement, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of course. He went through a number of these tactics that you and I know very well, as he was considered such a threat. Yeah, the doctor, a threat. Yeah, these power-hungry, hate-driven people are so twisted and removed from anything good or right. So instead of praising people like Dr. King Jr., they torture, silence, and murder them. Our diamonds. They just ground up our diamonds into nothing. So, Now, the church committee investigated this program in 75 and 1976. The church senate committee that investigated, they investigate illegal intel collected by the FBI and the CIA, okay? So what the investigation found was that this program wasn't designed for national security, but it was in fact being used to break up homes, marriages, to keep people engaging from the First Amendment, the Bill of Rights. And this is all documented. This is all, you can go look at all of this. And that's what we're trying to get people to do here, is to go look at the evidence of where this thing they call gang stalking comes from. But today we're talking about what it really is. Cointelpro, Stasi Cointelpro. So we're going to be saying that a lot. Now, this kind of shit, you know, the breaking up homes, keeping people from the Bill of Rights, just all that stuff we just discussed. This is exactly what the organization still does. It's just, you know, like on crack now, basically, because of technology. So this is still going on and has been for a very, very long time. This isn't anything new. They use racial communities as targets to further their agenda. That's exactly what you see going on in our country right now. They don't want us viewing each other as human beings, guys. They only want us to see color. So, yeah. Good luck with that one. At least with me. And it's really interesting how they do that. Have you noticed? Like, they'll send, like, for me, they'll make either all or most of my perps all one race, right? Or they'll get somebody and to break my heart that is that race, so that it's designed to get me to. It's so lame. Honestly, I can't believe that people buy into that shit. But at the same time, I can, due to the harassment, the electronic harassment, you know, I really do see both sides of that. But for me personally, come on. I mean, even as it was actively going on in my campaign, in the throes of it, I remember looking at them and say, this is ridiculous. Like, you really think I'm gonna buy this shit? I'm just not designed that way, and you're not going to design me that way. All right, I want to talk about the Patriot Act, the unpatriotic act from Mr. Bush. So I'm just going to throw this in here real quick. What is it? So, quote, uniting and strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required to intercept and destruct terrorism. Patriot Act. It's really just like an evil twin or septuplet of many other agendas and acts of patriotism. Okay, so the Bureau, quote, the Bureau conducted a sophisticated visual anti-operation aimed squarely at preventing First Amendment rights in relation to speech and association, end quote. So you see these people taking out our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr., isn't out of the realm of their agenda and what they do. As a matter of fact, it's exactly what they do. And they keep doing it time and time again. So they just, another example, they pin organizations against each other. Take the Black Panther Party. against the public and other organizations, making them look like terrorists when, you know, these are good people. And it's just all staged for the public. It's just classic Stasi tactics, Cointelpro tactics that you and I experience every day on an individual level inside of our communities due to Agenda 21, the Patriot Act, conditioning, and just stupidity. It's like induced stupidity, really. I mean, really, it is. It's making people stupid from the time that they're born through conditioning. Induced psychosis, psychiatric fraud. It's just inducing of things. Getting away from anything organic, including God. These people want to replace God. So, as they have done time and time again, they just silence and murder our diamonds. Our people. These are people. So, Cointelpro equals hate. But they want to make it look like it's everybody else. And they're needed. So like I said, gang stalking, this term gang stalking, it's just an arm of the actual program. Now, what they also do is place these planted cops amongst protesters. Watch out for this. It might be a peaceful protest. It should be. But the idea is to create divides, right? So they don't want peaceful protests. They want riots. So that's what these agents are sent in to do. Stir up hate, riots, initiate murder, and racial divides. This is exactly what's actively going on when you turn on your news. So yeah, these are their provocators. Their sole job is to make the public look crazy, or pockets of the public that are threats to their agenda. Alright. So we're getting away from this word gang stalking. It's only carrying their campaign. It's Cointelpro and provocators that made up this name, gang stalking, to further detach people from the truth. Please, everyone, go look at Cointelpro. These are our roots and documents of assault and war that has been waged on our fellow human beings. This is our evidence. Now, Undefeated, one of our friends here that belongs to Voice on our channel, suggested that we all watch a video. It's called The Lives of Others. The Lives of Others. Please watch this. Educate yourselves on the roots and the guts of these documented facts and evidence from the destruction of this organization that has infected our citizens. Please go look at this. Let's start calling this thing for what it is. Every time we, use the name gang stalking as if it's its name, its rightful name, it's just a sign that we're still brainwashed, essentially. And we're playing right into their tactics. So I know it's hard getting away from the word gang stalking, and it to me, at first it felt like I was leaving my voice behind, but this isn't true. It's not. Call it by its rightful name. The detachment from our personal programs for the bigger cause is really what we're talking about here. So that has to happen. It does, and I know it's so difficult, but it has to happen. So I'm going to end here with something from Rage Against the Machine. This is from A Bullet in Your Head, I believe it's called. This time the bullet cold rocked ya. A yellow ribbon instead of a swastika. Nothing proper about your propaganda. Fools follow rules when the set commands ya. Said it was blue when the blood was red. That's how you got a bullet blasted through your head. I give a shout out to the living dead. Stood and watched as the feds cold centralized. So serene on the screen, he was mesmerized. Cellular phones sounding a death tone. Corporations cold turned you to stone before you realized. And roll the clip into an omnicolor. They said they packed a 9. They fired into prime time. Sleeping gas in every home like Alcatraz. And motherfuckers lost their mind. Just victims of the in-house drive-by. They say jump, you say how high. I love Rage. They're from Los Angeles. So check out my likes, because I got a lot of cool stuff on there like this. Alright, love you guys. Take care.